All right, so here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using, it's actually the cool down that you did for your lesson one, or at least parts of it. We had an original L here, and then we had two drawings, and you were supposed to figure out if they were scaled copies or not. So what I would like to do is show you how you can use corresponding parts, which is in lesson two, to figure that out. So here's what I've done. I have labeled the lengths of every single side of the original, B, and C. And I've also created a table up here. And what I did is I put for the original all the side lengths, and I kind of just went in order. So this is when I started here. So this is side length of 1, and then I did 4. I have a cat who wants to be part of our lesson. I know, Nick. So let me get rid of the cat. You're going to hear pawing at the door. Sorry. So I have a side length of 1, and then I put the 4, the 2. So that's where I'm getting those. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to first see, is B a scaled copy of the original? All right. And we're going to use corresponding sides. So first thing I noticed is we're going to fill in for B all the corresponding sides that go with all these numbers for our original. So if this side is 1 on the original, the corresponding part is this side over here, which is 1. Okay. For the 4, I'm going to look at its corresponding side, which is right here. So that's 6. Okay. And then I'm just going to keep going. So this is 2. So its corresponding side is 3. Whoops. This isn't labeled, but this is a 1. Over here is a 1. Here's also a 1. This is 3. So its corresponding side is 4. Here's 5. This corresponding side is 7. Okay. So now what I would like to do is just look at those numbers to see if B is in fact a corresponding side, okay, or corresponding figure. So one thing that you have to know is this. In order for B to be a scale copy of O, all the lengths of the sides have to change in the same way. They have to be proportional, okay? Also, with scale copies, we use multiplication to go from our original to a scale copy, all right? So we always have to think that, and I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to write this down. So we have to be able to multiply each side by the same number. And I'm going to use a hashtag as a number sign. I know that's kind of hard to see because of the light. So, all right, so let's take a look. If we have the original, what do we multiply the original side by to get to 1? So 1 times what is 1? That's easy. 1, right? So 1 times 1 is 1. All right. How do we get from 4 to 6? Because if this is a scaled copy, if B is a scaled copy of O, we should be able to multiply 4 by the same number that we multiplied the 1 by. So is 4 times, well, we did 1 times 1 is 1. So is 4 times 1 6? No, it's not, is it? So this is actually not a scaled copy. We don't even have to look at anything else. Okay? As soon as you get some sides that don't match up, then you're good, right? So B is not a scaled copy, and it doesn't look like a scaled copy, does it? Right? All right, cool. Let's use the corresponding sides to figure out C. All right? So I'm going to write the corresponding sides again into our chart. Okay? So 1, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4. So I'm just finding corresponding sides. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 10. And you know what I'll do to make this, like we knew 1 times 1 was 1, right? 4 times not 1. So that's why that was not it. So now let's look at these. All right, let's see. How do we get from the original length of 1 to 2? Times 2. All right, so that's doubling. Okay, so now let's check it out for all of our other corresponding sides. 4 times what is 8? Oh, times 2, right? 2 times what is 4? 2, right? Okay, 1 times 2, 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10. So because for C, when we went from the original to C, all these side lengths doubled. So because they all did the same thing, C is indeed a copy of O. And it looks like a scale copy, doesn't it? It looks the same. It's like this one's stretched out. This one's not. It's proportionally changing, isn't it? So C is a scale copy. And that's how you can use corresponding sides to figure out what's a scale copy and what's not.